about the situation that we find ourselves today. Number one, it's the issue of managing success. PDP has succeeded to win and retain electioneering offices since 1999. A substantial number of all seats in Nigeria were in the hands of PDP. So managing success is always a challenge to any organization. And I do know even the current crop of people who are not in the opposition party, in other party, will face the same challenge of managing success. The second aspect that brought about some of our crisis in PDP is infighting. There is a lot of infighting among our members that made some of us or some of the strata of the PDP at different levels to lose a little bit of focus. And the party was a bit overconfident that because we're in charge, some of the things were taken for granted. But it's not late for the party to come back together, because I believe that PDP, seriously speaking, is the most nationalistic party in Nigeria. The most what? Nationalistic party in Nigeria. Okay. It's a party that has no affiliation to a particular individual. Nobody can stand up and tell you that he owns PDP or he owns a faction of PDP. PDP will always remain PDP. Yeah. But we have monumental challenges. Granted, we have lost substantially in the past elections and all over Nigeria, and especially in northern Nigeria, but that should not stop us from reflecting. Taking a step back, looking at what has happened, making analysis. I hear a lot of frictions and blame games and all that. This is not the time for that. Yeah. All we have to do is just take a step back. So you don't subscribe to the position that the National Working Committee should step aside? It's not a matter of stepping aside or not stepping aside. I'm saying we should not run around trying to blame ourselves. Yeah. We should deal with our losses and see how we can address future elections. We should start that now, right now. It's not a matter of saying that, this person is to blame for this, that person is to blame. I don't subscribe to that, honestly speaking. What I do believe in is mistakes have been made, we should stand up and correct them. So how can the PDP correct these mistakes and move forward positively as the opposition party in Nigeria? Because we have structures on ground. We have formidable structures on ground. And those structures are the ones that we kickstart at all levels, from ward level to local government level, to state level, to zonal level, and to national level. We should look at all the structure and the strata of the PDP, organogram, and then we should take steps deliberately and consciously. And then we should forget whatever losses they have suffered, or whatever pain they have, or what the disagreement they have within the party, and look at the party as a machine that has run this country and successfully, organized a transition. It's the only party in this history of this nation that has organized a successful transition from one civil route to the other, to the other, to the other, and up to now. So you can't just wish away such a party in Nigeria. But we need to work hard and we need to work together. I remain in PDP because I believe it's a party that gave me opportunities to serve Nigeria and Nigerians. I don't want to be jumping up and down saying I want to go here, I want to go there. I don't want to do that. I believe this is a party that has given me opportunity to serve Nigeria and Nigerians. And I owe it a duty to do everything I can humanly possible to continue to support this party and support this country in whatever format. Your Excellency, sorry, a follow-up to that. Yes. What role do you envisage for yourself then?
Are you likely to play any role in reviving the party?
Oh yes, I can play any role that is entrusted upon me by my party and by my people. Whatever I can do to support and assist, the growth and development of this nation through my party, the PDP. As an individual, I will do that. As a party man, I will do that. As a former governor, I will do that. So I'll do everything I can. The idea is to have a stable system. We need a stable polity. You see, Nigerians sometimes make a big mistake, both in whatever party you belong. We think we can just make democracy as good as what we have in America. That's over 250-year democracy. How do you now equate a 250-year democracy with 16-year-old democracy? Of course, we are learning, and as we learn through the process, we can stumble and rise up and move on and do whatever we can. So it is necessary for us to understand that whatever party is in power in Nigeria, once elections are had and done, the nation takes center stage. And for me, I'll continue to work hard to ensure that my party continue to grow from strength to strength. No matter what the challenges are, we have to support our party and we have to support this country.
You sound like charity begins from home. Katsina, like most states in the north, PDP lost Katsina state, like most states in the north, and it's now an APC state. What would you recommend be done to capture that state in the next 4 years? To recapture that state in the next 4 years?
You see, the election that came and went had a mix. You know, I know, and every Nigerian knows that. Even in the United States and other developed democracies in the world, when a party is in power for too long, people simply want to change.
Yeah.
They don't care what they change. They don't care whether they're performing or not. That's the truth. Yeah. It's everywhere in the world. Yeah. It has happened to us. Maybe we are not careful enough. Maybe now is the time for us to, reorganize ourselves and come back together. And in Katsina State, yes, we have suffered some losses or elected losses in the last elections, but it's not Katsina alone. The way I see this election as a lawyer, as an individual, as a politician, as a person, I believe it's simply an act of God. No more, no less. There's no magic about it. Everybody agrees, Christians and Muslims, that power belongs to God and God alone.
Very true.
He gives it to whom he pleases. So let's not pretend that anybody is clever enough to take power or somebody is not clever enough to retain it. No. It's about time has come when Nigerians have taken a decision they want to change.
I want to return us to Katsina from PDP and from politics.
Please do.
I want to go back to a charismatic Shema. You are handsome, charming.
What do you want?
Just a moment.
As old as I am now,
Just a moment.
That's how you say.
Just a moment.
What do you want, Ken?
Because we have seen in this country that some leaders, because of the office they occupy, they think the common till, the common cause, the common patrimony of the people is their personal estate. They dip hard into it, not just squandering what is there. They also go borrowing and stack up debt for the incoming government and for generations unborn. You ran a state for 8 years, and there's this thing that there is no debt attached to you leaving office.
Oh yes, not a couple.
So how did you run a state for 8 years in Nigeria, where your contemporaries, your colleagues, your governor colleagues go are borrowing, even those from very affluent states, quote and unquote, also go are borrowing, but you didn't borrow a dime. Yet, if we go to Katsina State today, we can see development. Stark, bleak truth is that there is development in Katsina in 8 years. So how did you achieve it? What is this economic frugality, fiscal frugality formula that you adopted that others didn't know about?
In a nutshell, Katsina State is not one of those states living beyond their means in a manner of speaking. What informed that choice? There must have been a choice that you made, that you know what, we're going to be living within our means. What informed that choice, and how did you manage it?
Simple. Because when I came into office, I was very clear in my head that unless you manage your resources and manage them well, there is no how you can succeed in providing dividends of democracy to the people. Number one, to borrow money in Nigerian economy today at cutthroat interest rates will no doubt put your state in a pedestal of high debt. The interest rate run between 40 or more percentage of whatever you borrow. And as you borrow, you have no guarantee that the economy will sustain your activities. So I didn't want to go borrowing. What I first decided to do is to spend according to my income. And we had a system of budgeting that capital projects must capture 70% of a budget. The current will only take maximum of 30%. We back that up with the law. That no expenditure should go beyond, capital expenditure should go less than 70%. And no recurrent expenditure should go more than 30%. So we tailored our budget in that. So you can see, if you decide to spend 70% on capital, the results will be obvious, even if you have a little amount of money. But if the reverse were the case, like in some places, if I was spending
at the national level, that's the case.
I don't know about that, but I don't know about Katsina. If you are going to spend 70% on the current and 30% on capital, development will be minimal.
You won't see it.
And let me tell you something here. Sometimes the media, the public, and everybody seem to make a mistake of thinking that every governor is dipping his hands into public tip. Or every government official is not necessarily correct. what is happening is that anybody holding public office, I will appear